All right, everybody, I want to welcome you to another client interview. Today, joining me, it's actually Monday, and it's about lunchtime, and both Faith and I have been working online, and so we're pushing pause on our work and jumping on here just to chat all things about Faith's journey inside the Too Fit to Quit tribe. So first and foremost, thank you so much, Faith, for joining me, giving up a little bit of your lunchtime today to do this super important interview. And I would absolutely love it if you would begin by sharing your backstory, Faith BC before Carmen and Faith now. So Faith, the floor is yours.
All right. So Carmen, I've known about you even before I met you because my friend Amanda has been working out with you since I think 2018. So before you, I've been a runner for several years, not a serious runner, just get out there and get the exercise. All about the cardio. I've always been all about the cardio.
Right.
And when Amanda started working out with you, she invited me a couple different times to come and work out with you. And I wanted to come, but I knew if I did, and it would not turn into something long-term because it was not convenient for me. I live in Westerville, I work in Newark, but I knew that joining, working out with you would not be convenient. And I was still on the cardio train, not the strength training train. Mm-hmm. I felt like I had to sweat and that I would not sweat if I did just strength training.
Sure.
Fast forward to February of 2020, I had just again joined another weight loss group for the umpteenth time and was making zero progress. And then COVID hit. And so a friend of mine and I, we decided, all right, we're going to try to, a little bit better. We started walking. And then in June, Amanda shared with me that you were doing the 5-day challenge. I'm like, I can give 5 days. I can do that.
Great. Why not?
And, I'll be darned if I didn't lose 2 pounds in the 5-day challenge. Okay. And so I was excited about the progress. I was excited about the change. And really, we weren't working out at that point in the 5-day challenge. You were all about the nutrition. And so I've always been a healthy-ish eater, but you were giving us tips in those 5 days of where I could change my eating habits. And then you opened it up to the 21-day challenge. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. And you started introducing the strength training. And I knew then I'd already been told by 2 of my doctors that at my age, I'm over 50, that it was time to be doing some strength training, that cardio was not the be end all. And so I signed up with you at the end of June and I lost 25 pounds in that process. So here I am today.
Yeah, love that. So let me back up just so anybody watching is clear. When Faith was saying originally that she knew it wouldn't work to join my program, that was when we were still in the brick and mortar gym, which you are right. Working in Newark, but living in Westerville, that would have been truly a nightmare. Trying to, especially on the weekends, like, there are plenty of gyms in Westerville, right? Plenty back then, the program was very different than what it is now. The program then was you came to the gym, you were either one-on-one, small group, boot camp, or in a group fitness class. And when we moved out of the brick and mortar to the online space during COVID, that's when we launched the true holistic wellness coaching lifestyle program. So the emphasis isn't solely on the workouts, although we do work out virtually online via Zoom, which is super convenient. Yeah. And I'm going to have you talk about that in a moment, but the program is very different. Back in the day, we all know back in the day before COVID, it was all about personal training. Today, it is about wellness coaching. And that's where I think rubber has met the road and we have been able to stick our landing and finding success. And truly, the clients who, not everybody stays, who onboards in the program, but those who stay, those who commit, those who stick to the program, and have some patience, definitely see results. And you're just one of those people. I mean, 25 pounds. It wasn't like you came into the program, Faith, with 100 pounds to lose or 50 pounds to lose. So can you speak to the intangibles of what 25 pounds of weight loss means to you? What does that mean? What does Faith have now that she didn't have when she was 25 pounds heavier?
I'm stronger than I ever have been. I'm stronger than I was even back in my 20s. And I was concerned about my strength and getting some of those pounds off.
Sure.
Again, I wasn't obese, but I was carrying some extra weight that I didn't need. And so having lost the weight and the strength training, I have some back issues, some lower back issues I've had for years. That has improved. It will never go away, but that has improved with, shedding the 25 pounds. I mean, let's be real. I feel better about myself. It makes a big difference when you feel good about, how you look, how you feel, and I have more energy. So even when I was running with those 25 pounds, I wasn't running my strongest. And since losing the 25 pounds, I've run 3 5Ks and a 4-miler, something I never thought I would do. And so I just feel healthier. And again, being over 50, it was a concern for me because, 1 pound turns into 2 pounds, turns into 10 pounds. I just didn't want to go into, my 60s carrying more weight than I need.
Faith, can you speak to, during COVID, you were working from home. So obviously, the world was kind of shut down for that first year. None of us were really going anywhere. Most, if not all, gyms were closed. What has it been like to work out over Zoom? Because I've had women who left my client base when the world started to reopen and said, I want to go back to the gym. I want to use the equipment, even though I feel like I just sometimes bang my head on the wall trying to explain to people, we don't need all that equipment. Look at, I've had women lose 100 pounds and we weren't in the gym. We weren't using that equipment. Your body is the machine. And with a minimal amount of equipment, a couple pairs of dumbbells, a resistance band, a core ball, a jump rope, a bodless jump rope. I said that wrong, didn't I? A ropeless bod rope. That's about a step. That's about it. Like, you don't need this fancy home gym. You don't need necessarily, unless you really, really want to go to Planet Fitness or wherever, Lifetime. You don't need that equipment. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So I knew myself. I knew I would not be one to drive to go work out. That's why I've always run or used my elliptical machine, because I want to do it on my own time. And if I have to drive ahead of me, how far it is. And so working out during the pandemic through Zoom was amazing because I was able to do what you were asking us to do with the equipment that I had. We have a really new gym where I work, and I had been using that pre-COVID a couple times, but I caught myself going over there and just using the treadmill or the elliptical. And I would try using some of the machines. I didn't know how to use them, and I didn't want to ask somebody how to use them. And then when we started working out with you, and I'm like, okay, I can use my weights and I have a step and I can use bands. It's just so much easier to just do the workout from home. I don't have to drive anywhere, and I don't have to ask somebody to teach me how to use the equipment. So it's been ideal. And now that I am back to work, or back to in-person work, I don't get to do them live as often as I would like to, but you record them and I can do them on my own time. And so it took me a little bit to get a schedule and a routine figured out, but I typically don't miss the 4 days a week that you work out. It may not be on the same days that you did the workout. It may be the next morning, but
Sure.
still don't have to get up at 5 o'clock and drive somewhere. I just have to get myself down to my basement to my equipment. And
Exactly. Yeah. A part of the program are the one-on-one coaching calls. Now, not everybody does the calls. I don't let any new clients on board without the calls because initially I think they're imperative. I think there's just too much education, goal setting, work that needs done individually. There's always ongoing education inside the tribe. We have a theme that we like this month is all about knowing your own worth. You know, most women, the reason that they end up in the space that they do is they don't value themselves. You know, self-care comes dead last because we have to take care of the house and the kids and the husband and the pets and the grandbabies and the aging parents. And so we put ourselves on the back burner, and then we're in trouble. And so one-on-one accountability calls really hold, I believe, people's feet to the fire. And you are doing accountability calls. And, you know, I say to clients all the time, not everybody's going to stay on with an accountability call. You know, some people are like, I don't need that. You know, I got this, I'm good. And some are. And then there are others that I just feel like if you're not on the schedule, you're going to drift off somewhere. You know, it's like the lost sheep. You're just going to wander off somewhere. So what has the one-on-one accountability calls meant to you or done for you?
You just nailed it, because if you remember, I'm one of those people that when I hit my goal, we did a few more accountability calls. And I'm like, I don't need the calls anymore. I'll just continue to the workouts and the nutrition and participate in the Facebook group. No, I need that accountability with you. I need to know that if nothing else, I have to report my weight to you. And you don't beat us up if we gain. You congratulate us if we lose. It's me that needs to know that I have to report that weight to you. But that is not even what our calls are about. There are sometimes we get on those calls and that's not the first thing you ask me about. You know that I had a rough week for some reason, and that's the first thing you ask me about. And so it goes about that total self-care. You're about what's your weight? Let's talk about why you gained. It's more about what's going on in your life. And then now let's talk about your health. Mm-hmm. So those accountability calls have been vital to me. And I would recommend to anybody that onboards to you to always do the accountability calls and don't drop them when you think that you've reached your goal and you don't need those, because that's where I start to backslide is I don't have that call with you. I need that support. And I know that about me. And so when I know that about myself, that's what I need is that accountability.
Okay, cool. So now I'd like for you to address the Too Fit to Quit private client group. And you have the best friend, Diane, who's in that group. And you're the reason, you know, Amanda was the reason you came in, and you're the reason Diane came in. And then you guys have also recruited Nancy Shepherd. You know, it's kind of like a pay it forward, trickle down kind of sort of thing. What does that tribe mean to you? What is the value of having a private client group? Because let me just say, when I was in the brick and mortar, that there pretty much has always been a Facebook group, but it was dead as a doornail. Nothing really went on inside that group unless I was posting a schedule change. That was really about the extent of it. That is a far freaking cry from where that group is today. What does that mean to you? What's in there? What's of value to you?
Well, first and foremost, a support group of several women, of who I think I've only met 5 of them ever in person. And I feel like I know them personally. Yes. I met you in person until 4 weeks ago. So yet I know all of these women, and just the support. And it's as simple as, I have an Instapot. What are some of the recipes you use? Or I've had a really rough week with this.
Yes.
And everyone chimes in with their support. And it may have nothing to do with weight loss or nutrition or workout. It has something to do with, childcare or something like that. And we just share that in the group, and it's just a support group. And then every day you have a conversation starter that you post in the morning. And, those of us that it touches, and, for that day, we make comments and we learn more about each other and that continue that support. Every week you put up a meal plan with recipes. So I know that if I'm bored with what I've been making, I know on Friday you're going to put up a new meal plan with recipes, which has always been my biggest challenge, is trying new things. I started every Monday, every day, every week with 5 smart ones or 5 frozen meals that I bought for the week. And I would eat those meals and I would be hungry as soon as I ate them. And then I knew how much sodium was in those. I knew those weren't good for me, but they were easy and I didn't have to think about it.
Absolutely.
I haven't had one of those in 19 months because
wow,
the meal plans that you give us, I meal prep every Sunday. Half the time, half my food goes in the freezer and it's used for meals throughout the month. Or I share my meals with my friend Diane. Sometimes we cook and we share our meals. That tribe, that support group of women is definitely critical to my success and everyone else in that group for sure.
There are 2 other things that I want to be sure that we talk about, and that is you're also in the Monday night women's Bible study group, which is something new that we've added this year. It's hard to believe that December is here, like our first year is just almost over, and crazy how we've worked to grow that group and grow the last pillar of the program. The 10th pillar is flexing our spiritual muscles and growing in our Christian faith. And it's not, I get it, not for everybody. And I have certainly left that pillar as an optional one. But what has that meant to you?
I've never really read the Bible other than when I go to Mass and the readings are done there. And so you taught me how to actually read the Bible, not necessarily from front to back, but from topic to topic. And so those Monday nights are, really important to me. It's my quiet time with the tribe members that are in that group. And I have become closer to them spiritually than I ever would in any other way. And so I've learned so much and I've become closer to God and I've become stronger in my faith. For sure.
I love that. I love that. That's so beautiful. At the end of the day, I'm always going to say this, we can lose all the weight in the world. We can eat the right meals. We can, drink the water. We can run the 5Ks. We can do all the stuff, but our souls and eternity, that's priceless. And so being able to have the women's Bible study group has been such a gift, such a blessing to watch all of us, grow and love on and support each other as we dig into the Word of God. And just the amazingness that has happened in our prayer lives is crazy when I think about where we all started. So I'm super excited to see where God takes that group in 2022. And I'm grateful to you, Faith, for coming into that group, because as somebody who's been in the Catholic Church before, they do look at those things just slightly different, and maybe not as much emphasis as a Protestant church religion might place on time in the Word or how to read the Bible. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Religion and what church we go to does not matter. And I just love that group. The other thing that I wanted to mention is both you and your best friend, Diane, hosted a cooking class that went over like gangbusters in the tribe. We, again, did it over Zoom. It's amazing how we have leveraged technology. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you and Diane just nailed it. You hit it out of the park. You invited the ladies to bring their kids. And now we have you guys on deck again, coming up in January, which I'm excited. And when we announce it in the tribe, they'll be excited. And I bet we will double our attendance because of all the great feedback from your first one. What is that like? To be a part of, again, if you went to the YMCA, would there be a Facebook group? Probably not. Would there be a Bible study? Probably not. Would there be meal plans and grocery lists and recipes? No. And would there be this virtual cooking class? No. So talk to me about that.
Well, we all know Diane and her energy. She was the catalyst behind the success of that. Let's be real. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun to watch our tribe members engage and to know their kids. Sometimes you see their kids in the workouts, which is also really cool.
Yeah.
When they're Diane and I bring our dogs. Some people bring their little kids. It just depends on who's in the house. But the cooking class was a ton of fun, and it was a ton of fun to just engage with people. And it was just a reminder that cooking doesn't have to be hard. And what Diane did with the soups that she made that day, they weren't hard at all. And that's something I think people need to understand, is eating healthy doesn't have to be hard. I always said if I had a trainer and a personal chef, I would nail this weight loss thing forever. But I finally realized I don't need a trainer. I do need a trainer, and I have you, but I don't need a trainer in my house, and I don't need a chef. I can do this. And so Diane and I, we had a ton of fun planning that, and we're planning our Mexican feast for January now.
Yay, it's going to be so great. And it's just, we look for those windows of opportunity to just have some add-on value. I really appreciate all of my clients. You guys, I work for you. You write my paycheck every week. And, it's just these little things where you give back. And again, it builds community and it allows us to get to know each other. Even if we never meet face to face, some of the most amazing online friendships have formed, and these women have each other's back. And you don't find that out in the real world sometimes, which find our women can be a little, shall we say, catty. And we just don't have that in the tribe. It is such a gift. All right, Faith, we're going to wrap up our interview. Our time flew, as I knew it would, just like it did when I interviewed your friend Diane. What would be the parting words of encouragement that you would give to the Faith Phillips out there who's going to watch this, just like you did back in the day? What would you say to her? Because New Year is coming. And that's when you'll see it. We all see it on Facebook. I need a recommendation for a trainer. I need a recommendation for a gym. I need a recommendation. Here's your sign. We say to that, Faith, right now.
So it's all about the healthy eating and the workouts, and that they're right there at your fingertips. You don't have to go anywhere to do that. And you don't need to go meet with a one-on-one trainer. And just the success that our team, our tribe has had. You have at least 3 people that do not even live in the state of Ohio, correct?
Correct.
And so it just goes to prove that you extend beyond just, Newark, Ohio, to touch people and to get where they need to go. There's not a magic pill. How many times have you said that? There's not a magic pill. There's not a magic food. There's nothing magic about it. It's a lifestyle. And I've said that for many years, but I always backslide. And this time I finally feel like it's sticking because I'm working out with you and with this tribe. And so if you're looking for, which is what I was, a lifestyle that you can manage, I can still eat what the rest of my family eats. I just change out a few things. They eat some of the things I eat. So it's not like this magic food that I'm eating that comes in a prepackaged form. It is healthy eating that I'm doing. And at the end of the day, it's all about the lifestyle. And I have finally made a lifestyle change, which allows me to still have fun. I still drink my wine. I still go out with friends, and I still eat, normal food. But that's what I would tell the person that's out there trying to figure out what they need. That's what you need.
I love it. Well, Faith, I thank you for your time today. It's been a super informative interview, as I knew it would be. So congratulations on your weight loss. Thank you again for being a loyal member of Too Fit to Quit. And Faith and I are going to sign off, eat some lunch. And Faith, I'll see you tonight for Bible study. Have a great day.
Thanks, Carmen.